Konnichiwa. Today we're going to talk about trying to do something, and from there we're going to broaden out into the wider meanings of the to quotation particle, because this is a very central part of Japanese that's used all the time. So we need to get a firm understanding of what it is and how it works. Now, last week we learned the volitional helper, u and yo, which makes the word end with the sound o or yo and expresses will. If we're trying to do something, we use the volitional for this. So, if we say, yama ni noborou to suru, this means try to climb a mountain. Why does it mean that? What's this construction actually doing? Well, noborou expresses the will to climb. If we say yama ni noborou, we're saying let's climb the mountain. Literally set our will toward climbing the mountain. Noborou to suru means doing the act implied by setting our will to climb the mountain. If we just wanted to say climb the mountain, we just say yama ni noboru, but we're not saying climb the mountain, we're saying try to climb the mountain. Therefore, do the action implied in setting our will, enact our will to climb the mountain, whether we succeed in actually climbing it or not. Some people find the distinction between try climbing and try to climb confusing, and that's really only because of the way it's expressed in English. In Japanese, as we learned recently, if we want to say try climbing the mountain, we say yama ni nobotte miru. The difference is that try climbing, try eating, try swimming doesn't imply any doubt about the fact that we can actually do it. It implies doubt about what will be the result when we've done it. Try eating, we know we can eat, but we don't know if we'll like it. Try eating, tabete miru, means eat and see. Eat it, and then see what the result is. See if you like it, see if you don't like it. Yama ni nobotte miru means climb the mountain and see. See whether it was hard. See what the view's like from the top. Keiki o tabeyou to suru. Try to eat the cake implies that we don't know whether you can, in fact, eat the cake or not, but try it anyway. Maybe it's a huge cake, and it will be very hard to eat it all. So, shite miru, do and see, implies that there's no doubt about the fact we can do it, but there is some doubt about what the result of having done it is going to be. Are we going to like it? Is the building going to fall down? We don't know what will happen when we've done it, but we know we can do it. Shio to suru implies that we don't know whether we can do it or not, but we're going to try to do it. So, an important thing here is to see what the to particle is doing. To is encapsulating the sentence that came before it. Yama ni noborou, will to climb the mountain. It's not quoting it. It's not something we've said. It's not something we've thought exactly. The point is that it's taking the essence, the meaning, the import of that yama ni noborou and putting it into action. And we're going to find that in other cases. For example, we may read that someone hotto shita. Now what does that mean? Ho is in fact a sound effect. It's a sound effect of breathing a sigh of relief. But hotto suru actually does not mean breathe a sigh of relief. What it means is feel relief, be relieved. So what we're doing here is enacting the idea, the feeling expressed in ho, the sigh of relief. Just as in yama ni noborou to suru, we're enacting the feeling, the import of setting our will toward climbing the mountain, that is, trying to climb it. Now similarly, if we say Sakura wo Nihonjin to suru, it means regarding Sakura as a Japanese person. Now we might also say Sakura wo Nihonjin ni suru, but that means something quite different. It means turn Sakura into a Japanese person. Ni is the target of an action. A little while ago, we had a lesson in which we talked about. Sakura ga kaeru ni naru. Sakura becomes a frog. Now we've also talked about the way that aru and suru are the Eve and Adam of Japanese verbs. Aru being the primary self-move verb and suru the primary other move verb. Naru is very closely related to aru. Aru is be, naru is become, and so if we say ni naru, it means to become something. If we say ni suru, that's the other move version of ni naru. It means to turn something into something. So if we say Majo ga sakura o kaeru ni shita, the witch turned Sakura into a frog. Sakura o Nihonjin ni suru, turning Sakura into a Japanese person. But Sakura o Nihonjin to suru, regarding Sakura as a Japanese person, taking Sakura as a Japanese person. Kaban o makara to suru. Kaban is bag, makara is pillow, and this means using your bag as a pillow. You're not turning your bag into a pillow, it's not becoming a pillow, but you're regarding it as one and using it as one. So here we have some of the uses of to, suru. Generally speaking, it relates to how we regard something. Now if we say toshite, this isn't so much the act of regarding something as something, but seeing something in the light of being something. So in English it would usually be translated simply as. So kojin toshite no iken means my opinion as a private person, as opposed to, say, my opinion as president of the Frog Jockey Society. Or we could say Amerikajin toshite chisai. She's small for an American. As an American, she's small. So we can see that the quotation function of to is used not only to quote ideas and thoughts, but also to take the feeling of something and bundle it up and then say something about it. Of course, the most basic thing that can follow to is you, in which case it's a literal quotation. To you. It's usually pronounced that way, not so much to you as to you. And this again can be used not just in a literal quotation, but also saying how something is said or what it's called. So, Fushigi no Kuni no Arisu Toyu Hon means the book called Fushigi no Kuni no Arisu. And the to in Toyu can be reduced simply to te. So we can say te yu, Fushigi no Kuni no Arisu te yu hon, or it can be reduced right down to just te. Fushigi no Kuni no Arisu te hon still means the book called Alice in Wonderland. So people sometimes get a little confused when they just see this te. It means to or to you, but the thing that really confuses people sometimes is that it can also be used in place of the wa particle. Now this seems particularly strange until you realize what it's actually doing. If we remember what the wa particle is, the wa particle is the topic marking particle. So when we say Sakura wa Nihonjin da, we can put that into English as, speaking of Sakura, she is a Japanese person. Now, does that start to make things a little clearer? Sakura te Nihonjin da. Sakura say, she Japanese person is. Sakura speaking of, she Japanese person is. Sakura topic, she Japanese person is. Now we can't say to or to you in place of the wa particle. It's a very casual use. We just use te. But you can see that it's really, even though it's very colloquial, it's not just some random and inexplicable thing. It's setting up Sakura as the thing we're talking about, just as wa is. Now there are other extended uses of to. We'll cover those as we come to them, but if you have any questions, if you'd like to ask about any of them right now, or if you have any comments to make, please put them in the comments below, and I will answer as usual. I'd like to thank my Gold Kokeshi patrons, my producer angels who make these videos possible, and all my angels, my red Kokeshi, my blue Kokeshi, my pink Kokeshi, and all my supporters on Patreon and elsewhere. Thank you so much, and thank you for attending this lesson. これからもよろしくお願いします. Class dismissed.